I would never rely on this again to moisturize my lips. Hey glow friends, it's almost the end of 2024, so that means you're gonna see a lot of best and worst of 2024, and I'm here to chime in as well. So to avoid overwhelming myself and all of you, I'm gonna do a mini series on this. So I'm gonna do today the first part of the series for best and worst makeup of 2024, and the second video will be best and worst skincare of 2024, and the final third part will be best and worst of some body care, hair care, and any other things I want to add to the list. Okay, before I begin my best and worst makeup of 2024, I just want to know these are all just my opinions based on products I've tried throughout this year. Either I liked them or didn't like them, and I'm more into easy makeup looks and also sharing easy makeup looks. So let's begin with some of the best makeup products that I tried this year. Some of the products that I'm mentioning are launches of 2024, and some may not have been from this year, but I started trying it out this year. I actually do my makeup while I talk about it. So first off, you know I start with my brows. I've mentioned this in a couple of my videos, whether they're shorts or long form videos, but the Anastasia Brow Freeze Gel, my top brow product of this year. And the second one that comes close, the Got2b Glue Brow Glue. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Brow Gel this side and then the Got2b on the other side. So I repurchased a mini size one because it was on sale at Ulta. It has been my go-to throughout the year, but I use this and rotate it with other brow products that I'm either trying or just need to finish up. Worked wonders for my long stubborn brows and just keeping it up for that fuller, fluffy, laminated brow look that I usually do. I remember when this came out, people were comparing it to the Benefit Cosmetics 24-hour brow setter. They do perform pretty similar, but I feel like the Anastasia one just has a better hold in the long run, like a long wear time for throughout the day, especially if I need something more reliable when I know that I'm gonna be out for most of the day. Benefit Cosmetics 24-hour brow setter does come pretty close. I mean, Anastasia kind of kept a similar applicator as the Benefit Cosmetics one, so you can see there's a long and short side to the applicator. So the longer side is to brush through your brows and apply the product, and then the shorter side is to set and hold the eyebrows, and then there's a flat side in the middle to lay your eyebrow hairs flat. Okay, I'm gonna use Got2b on this side. So this is more affordable option to the Anastasia Brow Glue, and this is like more of the OG. I also have the tube version, but I'm glad they came out with the brow glue version. I started using this year and I really liked it. I purchased this after finishing my first tube of the Anastasia Brow Glue because I was just trying to see if I could find something like a more affordable option. I expected it to work as well as the tube because I believe the formula may be really similar. This is just in more like convenient packaging where you can apply on the go. The brush is also kind of like a 2-in-1, so there's a longer side where you're combing your eyebrow hairs with the product, and then there's a flatter, shorter bristle side to help lock in the style in place. But sometimes with this, I would have to use a separate eyebrow applicator just to really lay down the hairs and secure the hold. But once it's set, again, my brows won't budge, and for most of the day, it won't really lift up either. That's why I really like these two brow products because they're reliable for long day wear. Okay, next up, we're gonna go with eyes really quickly. So for eye makeup, I keep it pretty simple, but when I want to experiment with colors and stuff, I would try like maybe different colored eyeliners or different eyeshadows. But starting off with mascara, the most simple thing. Before, I wouldn't really be a huge mascara girly. I would just try different mascara, be like meh or whatever about it, but nothing really like wowed me. But this year, I started using tubing mascaras, and it really changed the game for me for my like stubborn eyelashes that always want to fall down and never really hold a curl. So one tubing mascara that really changed the game for me me and made me start liking tubing mascaras more was the Beaubble collaboration with Rudy Berry. So if you don't know Rudy Berry, she's also a skincare, makeup, beauty influencer. So check her out. She has a collection with Beaubble and she works with them for different products. For the tubing mascara specifically, this really got me into tubing mascaras more. So this is a brown tubing mascara. At first glance, when you look at the brush, I didn't think I would like this because these aren't the type of mascara brushes that I usually like, because I assume these type of brushes won't work on my lashes and won't really coat them well, but I was wrong when I tried this. So let me just try it right now for my eyes. I'm gonna curl it first. When I started using this tubing mascara, somehow, some way holds a curl for most of the day and helps give me a more lengthened lash look. Not really too much voluminous. It's not gonna make my lashes look super full, but in terms of the length and the hold, it does really well. So I just curled my lashes beforehand and I'm gonna apply mascara. So a trick with this is that you have to work fast because it dries quickly, and once it dries you can't really layer it up more because it will just start crusting and flaking off. So once you get the hang of using tubing mascaras, they may or may not change your perspective on the mascara. So I just randomly do a couple coats. I don't really keep count of how many coats I do. I just keep applying it until it looks like all my lashes are coated with the product. So these are how my eyelashes look right now with the product on. But once I curl it after applying the product, I know it's not recommended to do that, but I do that personally for my eyelashes. Curl it right now on this side. And sorry in advance if my eyelash curler is looking gunky. I need to clean it. The trick for my eyelashes is to curl it after applying the mascara too, just to secure the hold. An eyelash comb really quickly. This side right here already looks longer and a little bit more curled up, and this side can look longer once I curl it. I added another layer of mascara off camera, but you can see on this side my eyelashes are looking more longer. Okay, see, I just curled it right now, and so I'm curling my eyelashes now and they look really good. Length is there. A lot of times mascara, like regular mascara, wouldn't really hold a curl, so when I do it like this, I can rely on it for like daily makeup looks. Tubing mascara is it for me. Also pretty easy to apply on my bottom lashes too. The way tubing mascara works, when you remove it, you just remove it with water. You don't have to use like a cleansing oil or cleansing balm, so like just be cautious when you wear it on your eyelashes, like if you sweat a lot or if you cry. But I haven't really had problems with this, like smudging or flaking off a lot. And the brown color is perfect for everyday natural quick makeup looks. This is how the mascara looks, bottom and top lashes. Another eye product that launched this year and I really liked were the Veilor Beauty eyelashes. These are the self-stick ones, so they're similar to like Kiss lashes and the Ardell lashes that have the self-stick adhesive on it. I really liked this one specifically because of the wispy style. I'm gonna save this one for another day. I did a couple videos on this too. I liked how it looked, the style specifically. I like wispy eyelash styles that don't look super dramatic but give me enough volume so you can tell that I'm still wearing lashes. I feel like for eyelashes, I want a style that will give me a voluminous look that's not super dramatic, for something I could wear every day or to elevate some of my makeup looks. I don't like the super natural eyelashes that don't really show up because I feel like there's no point in wearing those styles. And then for the really dramatic, flared out, glam up looks, for me, I would save those for more glam makeup looks. So this is a perfect mix of an everyday wispy lash look that isn't too dramatic but isn't super natural. Moving on to concealer, two that I really liked this year were the Fenty Beauty one and the Tower 28 one because they perform pretty similar to me and they look pretty similar. The Fenty Beauty one I remember using for a lot the first few months of the year, because after I got my color analysis earlier this year in Japan and learned that I have more cool tones, I just so happened to have a cool tone shade of the Fenty Beauty concealer that I received in PR. So after I tried this and I realized that the color did look like it worked for me. Like, it wasn't too warm tone, it wasn't too yellow on me. I really enjoyed this. And I remember before I went to Japan too, I used a TikTok filter to find out my undertone, if they're more warm, neutral, or cool. And when I was comparing myself with the TikTok filter, I compared this Fenty Cool Tone concealer with a Kosas warm concealer. I noticed that the Cool Tone Fenty shade looked better under my eyes than the warmer shade from Kosas. So this is how I figured out that I was cooler tones, and it helped my color analysis when I got confirmation that I have cooler tones. So specifically for concealer and under my eyes, cool tones work pretty well. I'm dumb and I realized I wanted to put both of these on. So Fenty Beauty will be right here and Tower 28 will be on this side. So the Fenty one looks slightly lighter, so it will give me a little bit more of a brightening effect, and then the Tower 28 one looks a little bit closer to my skin tone, so it would look a little bit more natural skin tone finish. I'm gonna blend out the Fenty Beauty one first. So both of them are super easy to blend out and they don't feel drying under my eyes or look dry. It just gives you a really nice soft finish. Medium coverage, I'd say, and it's buildable if you need to use more. The Tower 28 one I feel like provides slightly more coverage than the Fenty Beauty one. It just blends so easy under my eyes and it may crease at the end of the day, but for makeup creasing, for me at least, I don't care too much about it. I will try to reduce appearance of creasing, but we all have facial movements. I'm gonna be laughing throughout the day, maybe crying, smiling, whatever. So my face is gonna move throughout the day, so I feel like creasing is not 100% preventable. I'm gonna blend out the Tower 28 side. Also pretty creamy and easy to blend out. No cakey look or feel. And I feel like it provides a slightly better coverage when it comes to reducing some redness and darkness under the eyes. Both sides look really nice. And I'm just gonna set it really quick with this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Balm. So I just recently tried this. I can't put it on my best list yet, but I've been trying this because I got it for myself in a gift set, and so far I'm really enjoying it. The texture is pretty interesting and takes a little bit to get used to because I never used a blurring balm. Kind of feels like I'm putting a lotion under my eyes and setting my eyes with that, but you'll get used to it if you really like it. I feel like so far this works pretty well in blurring, giving me that soft blurring finish and setting my eyes without drying my under eyes. So if you have drier under eyes, this setting balm thing might be something you want to check out. I'm gonna just put some Tower 28 concealer on my chin because I have some redness from chin pimples that came up recently, and then there was a pimple here covering some of it with the concealer. So you can see like the Tower 28 concealer really helps reduce some redness in areas where you want to conceal some of that. Next, we're gonna go in with complexion products. The two that I really enjoyed this year and have used the most, the About Face Beauty Foundation. You've probably seen this a couple times in my videos and my shorts, and the Live Tinted Sunscreen Skin Tint. So I'm gonna use this one because I use this, I feel like, so many times in my videos. So I'm gonna show you why I like this one. Launched this year. I really like it because it just gives me a nice radiant finish, and as a sunscreen skin tint, it's pretty hard for some brands to get it right, especially because the shade range may be limited or formula just might not be there. But this formula from Live Tinted, at first I wasn't sure if I liked it because I was just applying it directly from my hand, straight from a brush, tapping it and then applying it, so it felt pretty heavy and greasy. But once I started doing it like this, where I spread it out with my finger first and then buffing it out and blending it out, I started really liking it because it didn't feel as greasy and heavy or look as greasy. Sometimes it takes a couple tries to try a product in different ways before you can tell if you really like the product or not. I'm glad I did actually end up liking this product. Coverage is light to medium depending on how much you're using. You can use as little as you want for just some coverage or build up more for a little bit more coverage, but but this I wouldn't rely on for sunscreen protection specifically. Definitely wear a sunscreen before using this. I'm gonna blend it out right now. Super easy to blend out, and I'm using the shade 9, which looks like a pretty close shade to my skin tone. Maybe slightly off, but it looks like it works for the most part for me. As you can see, it's giving me a really nice radiant finish. If you don't like a radiant glowy finish, you can just powder down after this, but definitely use a regular sunscreen before using this product, because if you're not applying a lot of this, you might not get the full sun protection. So I use this more as a skin tint and maybe whatever extra coverage I get from the amount that I'm using, but I don't rely on this for sun protection. So this is one layer of the product. It already looks pretty beautiful, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. So you can build it up for more coverage if you want to cover up a little bit more like spots and areas. For blushes and bronzers, I've tried a couple new launches here and there this year. I wouldn't necessarily say I found some bronzers this year that were like super good and the best for me, so I'm taking that out of this video. A few blush launches I liked from this year include the Rem Beauty one, which I'm wearing right now on my cheeks. Specifically for the Rem Beauty ones, when I first started trying it out, I think it was around the time when I started understanding more about my undertones. So the first shade that I gravitated towards was the Strawberry Nebula, which is like a hot, cool pink shade. I remember when I used to be intimidated by bright colors, especially colors like bright, hot pink, but that's because I didn't understand undertones and didn't really understand how like colors work for me. And I guess I didn't really have the confidence to try a lot of bright colors, but this really looks beautiful on my cooler tones. Depending on the shades, they look pretty pigmented. This was released around the beginning of this year, and I feel like not a lot of people talk about it anymore, but I still use these blushes, and I really love how they just give you a soft wash of color. I can use just a little bit and build up the color. I have been liking bright pink this year, especially for blush, and the About Face Beauty liquid blush. So just gonna swatch it really quickly on my hand. Hot Lap shade, which is like a hot pink. Applicator has like a small rounded tip so that you can apply one small dot. That could be enough to start with and then build up as you go if you want more color. It just blends out to a really beautiful, cool pink color. For cream blush, the Bosma Beauty blushes, these are super cute and they slide up, so it's like something fun to use for me. This is also a pretty nice, cool pink color and also very easy to build up. So these three blushes, if you can't tell, I was into the hot bright pink makeup this year because when I learned about my cooler undertones, bright pinks are part of the colors that look nice for cooler undertones. So these blushes right here, I really enjoyed using this year. An honorable mention is the Milani cream blushes that I just tried this year. They've already been out for like several years already, but I really liked these cream blushes too because they're really easy to use. They're pretty pigmented as well, and they are just nice. They're long lasting and easy to wear for every day. For lips, I honestly still just use lip balms, lip gloss, or lip oil. But this year, the launch that really surprised me and actually worked well were these Well People lip oils. So I believe they launched toward the beginning of the year, or at least I received the PR around a similar time that Summer Fridays launched their lip oils. So I really got a chance to compare both formulas, and I remember that they performed pretty well. But in terms of affordability, obviously Well People would probably be the way to go for lip oils. And if you didn't know, Well People is underneath the e.l.f. beauty brands, so they probably have help with their formulas and are able to offer it at decent prices because they're under e.l.f. beauty. This lip oil was actually pretty well done. It reminded me a little bit about e.l.f.'s own lip oil because they both have a similar mint scent. The shades were also, some of them were quite similar to e.l.f.'s own lip oil shades, so you can't go wrong with like e.l.f. lip oil or the Well People lip oil because they're basically from the same company. And the Summer Fridays lip oils, they also worked pretty well, but I wouldn't see myself restocking on it all the time. And honestly, I wish wish their lip oils came scented like their lip balm products, because that would definitely help me enjoy using this more. For lip liners, I usually rotate between the different brands I'm using depending on what I see first, I guess, because I just have it all in a container and I just grab whatever. But the two lip liners that really stood out to me this year that I started using this year is the Tower 28 lip liner and the Makeup Forever lip liners that I finally got to try this year. These two specifically, I really enjoy using because they're smooth, they're creamy, they're easy to use, and they're pretty long lasting too. I don't find myself reapplying these lip liners too much throughout the day, and I love this specific shade from Tower 28 and Fill Me In because it just looked pretty close to my natural lip color, so I'm gonna use it right now. Super easy to use. So I would just use this shade if I'm in a rush and I just need to throw on a random lip combo, because this color, since it just looks like my natural lip color, you can't go wrong with any other product that you put with this. And then I'm gonna use this shade of the Well People lip oil. This is Daylily Petal. This is actually my favorite shade out of the ones I got from PR. It's kind of like a soft warm brown. So if you like the e.l.f. lip oils, you'll also like these. They have pretty nice pigment to it. It's not like super sheer, but it's not super pigmented. You just get a soft tint from these. But ultimately, my best lip products from this year are the ones that I use the most and actually finish. So lip balms from Ula Henriksen and Summer Fridays are my go-to. I have them scattered around my apartment and in different bags because I can't go anywhere without lip balms anymore. The feeling of dry, cracked lips is not something that is comfortable at all, and I don't like the feeling of dry lips or dry skin. So I rely on either of these to help keep my lips moisturized and glossy. But recently, Trader Joe's launched their own dupe of the Summer Fridays lip balm, and I've also been using this, rotating it between my Summer Fridays lip balms, and I also really enjoy using this. So this is probably one of the best lip balm launches of this year, even though it just launched like this month. I don't know if they had it earlier this year, and they had it for around the holidays, so I was able to buy this a few weeks ago. I already really love it. It has a similar sheen. I did a video on it. It has a similar sheen to the Summer Fridays, and it also has a nice soft moisturizing texture. Keeps my lips moisturized for a couple hours if I don't like continuously wipe my lip. The mint scent also looks and feels and smells pretty similar to the Summer Fridays. If I had to choose a lip balm this year, Trader Joe's actually the best lip balm launch of this year. And the last best products of this year, my first one really surprised me because I really ended up liking it. The One Size Beauty Until Dawn setting spray. So when I first got this, I just got a mini size to try. I wanted to test it out and see what the hype is because it gets a lot of hype for its performance for long-lasting makeup, but also it claims to be waterproof too. So if you've seen those videos of people doing wear tests, like dunking their face in a bowl of ice or bowl of water, or even just dunking their face in a pool, I haven't done that yet, that wear test yet. I really enjoyed using this because it has like a nice cooling, refreshing feeling when I spray it on my face. It could probably be because of the fine mist sprayer due to the type of packaging and applicator they have, and I thought I wouldn't be able to handle the smell. Like, this looks like it gives hairspray smell vibes, but I was actually able to handle the scent. It wasn't as overwhelming as I thought it would be, and it does help give a soft matte finish to my makeup look without looking or feeling too dry on my face, because I do have drier skin. So normally I would stray away from a lot of matte products, mattifying products, but I really wanted to try this to see what the hype is about, and I'm really glad I actually ended up liking it. So I'm already on my second bottle. Just shake it a bit and then I'll put it on this side because I have another setting spray. So the scent may be overwhelming at first, but it disappears pretty quickly. To me, I can surprisingly handle the scent. So you can see on this side of my face, it doesn't completely mattify my face where I won't have any glow on my face, but it just gives me like a more soft satin matte focused finish to my makeup. Also, this isn't a new launch for 2024. I just started using it this year, so that's why it's part of the list. But a new launch this year that I actually really ended up enjoying was this e.l.f. setting spray. So this is supposed to be a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip setting spray, which has that biphase oil and water thing, so you have to shake it together. I do enjoy using the Milk Makeup one. I do remember I like how it feels nice and hydrating for my drier skin, but if I can find a more affordable option that maybe performs similar, why not? Okay, so let me spray it right now on this side of my face. So it does have a fine mist sprayer. I find myself spraying a lot more, pressing down more on a spray than I feel like I normally would, because I think the nozzle itself lets out a fine mist spray, but I feel like it's not spraying out enough. I feel like I'm dispensing more than I usually would with other setting sprays, but regardless of that, feels really nice on the skin. It's not spraying out any huge droplets where you feel like it's gonna mess up your makeup. It's just a nice, soft, dewy, hydrating setting spray. I feel like this is very versatile. You can use this before your makeup, use it after your makeup, before and after your makeup. You can also use this like a refreshing mist throughout the day too, because it's so lightweight and easy to use. This is a product I would keep with me during the summer when my skin needs a little bit of a pick-me-up, when it's a little bit more drier, or I just need a spray throughout the day to refresh my makeup and my skin. I'm glad they came out with this year, so I will most likely restock on this once I run out. For makeup wise, I do feel like it does keep my makeup in place for most of the day, but I do notice makeup fading by the end of the day. It's not like super horrible where I feel like nothing's left of my makeup. So this is more for like a daily hydrating makeup setting spray where you're not really serious about long lasting makeup. You're just trying to refresh makeup in your skin throughout the day. But the one size setting spray, I actually rely on it for longer days where I know I'm gonna be out longer, or for situations like being in festivals or being outside in the summer for a long period of time. Time for the worst makeup of 2024. So I just wanted to note really quickly that I'm grateful enough to receive some PR throughout the year to try new launches or try products that I haven't before. So I do try products here and there, and sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, but I'm gonna go over a few of the products that I really had strong negative opinions about that ended up making it in the worst list of this year. A lot of times products for me, they could be good, but it's not the best out there, or they could probably not perform the way I want them to, but they're not the worst. But these are products where I had stronger opinions about, so let's get to the worst. First off, we're gonna start with this Supergoop Skin Tint Sunscreen. So this launched earlier this year, and I had really high hopes for this. I really thought I was gonna enjoy this. I was actually really excited when they announced that they're coming out with skin tint sunscreens. When I tried it, I have mixed reviews because I feel like if I don't wear any skincare underneath this, like I just straight up wash my face in the morning and apply this right after, it looks fine on me. But if I start doing my skincare routine and end it with this, it will start pilling on my skin. And I remember when I started using it, it would pill around the sides of my face and it just wouldn't blend out properly no matter how many times I tried it. So one of the worst sunscreen skin tints for me, because it didn't perform the way I wanted it to, it didn't look the way I wanted it to, and I feel like if it didn't pill on me and it just blended out normally, this wouldn't even make it in the list. If I had to compare the performance of this to the Live Tinted sunscreen that I showed earlier, I definitely would choose the Live Tinted sunscreen over this any day. The rest of the worst products of 2024 are actually lip products for me. This is another product I really thought I would enjoy, the Provence Beauty Soft Bisou Lip Mask. So when they first launched this was around the time lip mask was picking up again. Lip balms, glossy lip balm were trending again. A lot of brands were starting to get into making their own lip balms. And when Provence Beauty launched this, a lot of people were like, oh my god, this could possibly be the Summer Fridays dupe. Especially with that squishy clear applicator. Looks like something that I would throw into my bag every day. But I ended up not liking this as much as other lip balms I have, because when I first used this, I don't know if it's the batch that I have. I was looking through the product page and saw some other reviews that agreed. This is slightly gritty for me, and it's not as smooth as I would want it to be compared to the other lip balms that I already like. It smells really good. It has a nice creamy vanilla scent. In terms of the formula, it just feels slightly gritty to me, and it could just be like the batch that I have with this lip product too. It does keep my lips soft soft, but it doesn't give me that glossy blurring effect that the other lip balms that I like have. The wear of this isn't as long lasting. It keeps my lips soft, but it wears off quicker than my other favorite lip balms, if you know what I mean. I'm not wiping my lips constantly throughout the day, but I guess the product would just soak up and I would feel the need to reapply a little bit more often. And my boyfriend also agreed with me on that because I gave this to him to try, and he complained that this lip mask, like, he would always have to reapply it because it would dry up quickly, and he felt like his lips weren't as moisturized as the Ole Henriksen lip balm that I gave him. So this fell short for me. I think they have potential to expand on this. I can see them expanding into tinted lip balms because they already have tinted lip oils. So maybe I'll give it a try again if they expand in tinted lip balms and see if the formula, I like it and if they update it a bit. And now with the Trader Joe's one that I just recently got, I feel like this outperforms the Provence Beauty lip balm way more. I have hope that maybe I'll like it in the future if I revisit it in another form, in another way. The next one, I just opened it like a week ago, but I already don't like it because I don't see myself using this at all as a daily lip balm. This Hello Kitty macaron lip mask or lip balm from Creme Shop. So when I showed it on my advent calendar video, I was like, oh my god, this is cute, it looks like a collectible. And I really think this is only a collectible because I feel like the product, first of all, is pretty hard and solid. So it's already hard to use it with a finger, especially if you have nails. It's hard to dig in, so you would need to use a separate lip mask applicator. And beside that, the formula itself is not moisturizing at all for my lips. If I put like a huge chunk of it and try to apply, it would feel soft for a few minutes and then just my lips would just be dry again. So if you get these macaron lip balms, you're probably just getting it more as a collectible. And the smell is very artificial and fake. They describe this as marshmallow fluff, but I get no marshmallow fluff from this. And the last one, I'm sorry Ari, but the Rem Beauty Wicked pH lip oil ended up not being a favorite of mine. So when I got invited to watch an early screening of the Wicked movie, I only brought this in my bag because I wanted to celebrate Wicked and have some Wicked themed items on me. So I only brought this and I really regretted only bringing this because, first of all, as a lip oil, it is a nice true lip oil, and for a pH product, it is gonna perform as a pH product. It's gonna yield a pink that will look a little bit different based on your skin tones, but it's not moisturizing for my lips at all. I remember when I brought this to the screening, and since I only had this, I would reapply it a couple times throughout the night because my lips started to get dry, and this would not help at all. I would reapply it, my lips would feel like moisturized for 2 seconds because it's a lip oil, and then they would feel dry again. I had a really bad experience in terms of trying to rely on this as a moisturizing lip oil, and this actually helped me realize that I do actually prefer thicker lip oils like the e.l.f. lip oil, the Well People one, and even like the Dior lip oil, because this is a true lip oil that has a slip to it. It's not thick, it's not sticky, but it's lacking in the moisturizing factor, and that's something that I need for my lips because they get dry so freaking easily. So I ended up not liking this. For pH products, they all have a similar color dye to it, so if you already have a pH like cheek product or a pH lip product, you don't really need this, honestly. This is more just like a collectible now for me. It's pretty, but I would never rely on this again to moisturize my lips. So that is it for some of my best and worst makeup products of 2024. Let me know in the comments below your best and worst makeup products of 2024, and if you agree or disagree with some of my product reviews that I shared and my list that I shared. Overall, I feel like this year there were more good products than bad products. I feel like I'm not really a picky person because I myself am still exploring a lot about makeup and skincare and beauty. So if I see something that works really well, looks nice on me, and feels good on my skin, like I'll already like it. But it has to have something really strong, like it has to have done something where I really didn't like it. In the next video, I'll go over best and worst skincare products of 2024. So go to the next one if you want to check that out. I'll go with you all in the next video for the skincare part.